Sedona is known for breathtaking red rock scenery. Native Americans regard the land as sacred. Some say the earth here has energy vortexes. The area has much to offer to tourists, from hiking, excursions into nature, art galleries, and great food are among the many things that can fill your itinerary when visiting Sedona, Arizona. We visited for 5 days, yet even after that time, we left with quite a number of possibilities on our itinerary that we didn't get a chance to do, so we have many things that we can do if we go visit again. And because we were coming from Southern California, the distance from where we live to get to Sedona struck me as too many miles to travel in one day that I think either you or I are comfortable traveling. I think we like to keep our travel probably maximum to about 5 hours behind the wheel. So we decided that we were gonna spend the night kind of halfway. It wasn't exactly halfway, but in Quartzsite, Arizona. So we had found a place called the Shady Lane RV Park, and that was our halfway spot.
Which really wasn't halfway, but it got us close enough.
So a few notes about Shady Lane RV Park in Quartzsite, Arizona, just to kick us off. When we were looking for a place, I did hop on Campendium on that website. I use that a lot for when we're finding places to stay in the Airstream. And in looking for an RV place that was quote unquote an RV park and that had very good ratings, this site came up and it was super affordable. On the way to Sedona, when we stayed at Shady Lane, it was just $30 a night, which I think is like super reasonable for a place to stay. And this particular park, they changed their rates on January 1st. So I think that's when it's kind of their bigger season starts. So the prices like this year would have gone up to $45 a night after January 1st.
All right, here's the bathroom. They have a couple of single bathrooms. They are unisex bathrooms with a shower. Very clean, very nice. This is at Shady Lane RV Park.
And my impressions of the campground, I think 3 things come to mind for me. 1, it was very quiet. 2, it was very clean. And the 3rd thing I appreciate is it was very level. So anyways, that's a little bit about Quartzsite. And now off to the main attractions. Let's talk about national and state parks in the Sedona area.
Another site we went to is Tuzigoot National Monument. Again, it is one of the 3 that are connected together in that area. The footprint of the Sinagwe Indians extends at the Tuzigoot National Monument. It is estimated that in AD 1000, they began building a 110-room pueblo at this location. You start at the visitor center and you can see a collection of artifacts in the museum that highlights various aspects of the daily life among the Sinagwan people. More exhibits continue on the outside, including how the site was unearthed. A self-guided 1/3 of a mile loop trail takes you through the pueblo itself. Whereas the Montezuma Castle site has a single mammoth cliff house, the ruins of Tuzigoot have clusters of dwellings that are built on a sandstone ridge close to the Verde River. The largest dwelling on the site is found on top of the hill, and it features a reconstructed ceiling and a ladder leading up to the roof. It is believed that the settlement was once home for about 250 people and had about 80 rooms. The site was abandoned in the 15th century. It's amazing that they were able to find this because it was under...
Oh, it was all covered under dirt.
It was so abandoned so long ago. It was completely covered in like a mound.
Yeah, so there's pictures there that show the excavation and like...
It's amazing.
Yeah, so I guess once upon a time, it kind of just looked like a hill.
Yeah.
And underneath it, just this amazing footprint of these ancient Indian dwellings. And a lot of what you see at Tuzigoot are just kind of the foundational elements, but they're able to assess, kind of like you said, how many dwellings there were. There's been some reconstruction. Some of the pueblos were more intact than others.
And we were there as light was going down too, so it kind of made it even, I don't know. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, and the views were pretty spectacular
just
from there.
Panoramic views
Yeah.
everywhere you look,
Yep.
especially when you went up to that top level. So it took us about an hour. I think you could even spend a little more time, but we ended up, having to leave because of time itself.
Yeah, because we were there kind of close to their closing time.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. 87 rooms, the 23 second-story rooms could have housed about 225 people.
And when we were driving to get to the Tuzigoot National Monument, we had driven through this small town called Cottonwood, Arizona, and it was one of these quaint little out-of-the-way towns, and we were thinking, hey, this would be a neat place to check out. So on the way back, we decided to stop for dinner here, and we stopped at a place called Belfry Brewery.
Yeah, of course, a brewery.
So that was it was a nice dinner, and then after that we just took a stroll through this. It's a very old town looking part of Cottonwood. It's a nicely preserved town and has that old style architecture. The main street only runs a few blocks, but it's full of small boutique shops. So, Cottonwood looks like a great example of an old style Main Street USA, another neat place to check out if you're in the area.